But what we have been doing in this time, part of the reason we haven't caught up on many of these episodes, is we've been playing Destiny 2. And I think this is where Ryan and Brandon are really going to shine here. So I will let you guys talk about your thoughts so far.
Speaking of Destiny, we were playing the Nightfall right before this, so
yeah, like right before this, which I'm glad we got to do, because like I said, just before, like I haven't gotten to actually complete the Nightfall for the week on any given week yet since the PC release, just due to life happening. And well, I mean, we tried last week, but we failed. But you get an Ingram, a powerful equipment for completing it for the week, and that's what I had been missing. Got to do that. We got to do the raid as well. The raid requires you to be light level 260. For those of you who don't know, I was able to hit that last week and do the raid. So we've done the raid twice. I only completed it the once, which was this past weekend. The prior week, we couldn't kill the final boss, but we did some stuff. Overall, I'm for sure enjoying it, even though one fight in the raid is super fucking buggy. Ryan, what do you? I know you got something to say about that.
Dude, that dog thing is bullshit on the PC. That is such bullshit. Because with the bugs we're talking about is within the raid, there's 4 parts to the raid. There's the dogs, there's the gauntlet, there's the bathhouse, and there's what's his name? What's his name, Brandon? God damn it. Callus. So every week when it resets, and it resets every week because what you get from your weeklies. So for your Nightfall, your raid, what are the other various ones? Crucible and
Clan, and not patrols, but public events.
They give you powerful gear, and the powerful gear emblems are above the light wall that you're going to hit at the end game. Because your rare and your legendary Ingrams stop dropping weapons and armor that are above your light level. They cap out, and that's all you're going to get. So you have to get powerful gear to infuse into your weapons and armor to make them higher,
and to level yourself up essentially.
So, and every week during the reset, they reset the raid order in which you do each of the 3 events before you fight Callus. So the bathhouse, we struggled a little bit on our first week's run through, because we were still new. We haven't played it on console, so those who had an advantage, but we were still learning. The second week that we ran the raid,
we one-shot that.
We ran through it the first time. It was easy. The
gauntlet. So I'll talk about the gauntlet first. The gauntlet we had a little trouble with, but not really due to any of the mechanics involved. It was more due to the couple people that we had come with us that didn't come the week before. They were doing the gauntlet differently than we were. So they had to adjust.
Yeah, because there's different methods.
They had to adjust to how we were doing it. Once they did, I think we only attempted 4 times total, and we completed it. The first 3 tries were mostly just like, wait, how did you mean to do this? But then we completed. The dogs were that was ass.
Yeah. The first week we ran through it, the people on the top, because there's a top and bottom. There's 2 people on top, and the rest of the squad on the bottom, and in the woods and in the forest, where the dogs are. And the people on the top are supposed to direct the people on the bottom where to go to avoid the dogs. Because if you get seen by the dogs, then then they start going to howl mode, and you have to kill them as fast as you can, or else you die. And the raid wipes.
Which you can't do unless the people that they're supposed to be directing, essentially, they pick up these orbs and they're supposed to bring them to these flowers. And when they do that, by sneaking around the dogs and getting to the flowers, you get a buff. and it stacks. So you really want to hit as many flowers as you can to get to a damage multiplier to kill them fast. And the dogs, the way they're supposed to work is they're really only supposed to see like in a kind of like a cone right in front of them. Not up, not down, not in back of them. But for some reason, these guys above, they'll be just be looking down at them. All of a sudden, a dog is just like, "Oh, I know where you are. I'm going to start the event. Fuck you guys."
Yeah, so wiping multiple times is not fun. Especially whenever we were on the bottom and we were doing really good at avoiding the dogs. I don't think we were seeing any time. Like
I was seen once. Yeah, I was seen once because I wasn't following closely enough.
And that's because whenever you move, we're kind of moving in a linear line, and if the tail isn't moving as fast as the rest of the group, then they're more likely to get seen. But overall, the mechanics of the raid are I feel like they're a lot better than the mechanics in the raids in Destiny 1, other than the bugs, but we're going to exclude that from.
I'll agree for the most part, except for Oryx. I actually liked the Oryx fight.
Well, it's a different type of raid too. This is more of a.
Oh no, for sure, it is definitely, yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but it's a game, and Callus is testing you, and it's very apparent from the gauntlet.
And for those of you who don't know, Callus's cup makes such a magical sound.
Oh yes. Oh man, for anyone who watches ASMR videos or enjoys anything like that, the sound that the cup makes when you shoot it's perfect.
Very satisfying. It's satisfying enough that a couple of people now have made that either their ringtone or their text tone. So very satisfying. If you get to the raid and you get to play it and you get to the Callus fight, the fight's supposed to start by you shooting his cup, or if you accidentally walk up to him, he just drops his cup. Makes the same sound, but still very satisfying sound.
Brandon, it's as good as the feeling of like peeling off like that plastic layer off like your electronics for the first time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's nice. It's for sure a satisfying sound. But we actually got to complete it this week, and that was pretty cool. And there was a holy, like, what the fuck moment after you kill Callus when you're going to the chest.
I kind of don't want to spoil it, so
no, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just saying it was a very what the hell.
It was very meta too, in a way.
Yeah.
But I think that it's really enjoyable. You get the right group of people, and it's satisfying. I don't think they quite fix the rewards that you get from completing it at Prestige. But
I don't know enough about the Prestige kind of stuff to know.
But that's after your group is well developed enough to actually complete it. So we're not even there yet. So
and I would say for sure. So we made a clan. If any of you are watching and you play the game, we made a clan called the Harbingers of the Void. If you'd like to join the clan, leave a comment below. We will go ahead and send you an invite. Because one thing that I wanted to bring up is, I will say that the game can do one of two things. Well, probably both. If you're playing by yourself and you don't have anyone to play with, the game can probably either get frustrating or boring. Especially if you decide to do Crucible and you don't have any friends. It is such bullshit. Because you'll be trying to go do stuff and you're like, where the hell is my team? Nowhere. That's where. Gone doing whatever the hell they want to do, not helping you.
Yeah, solo playing on Crucible is cancer.
Yeah. We had our so we had several people on last night doing Crucible. 5 to be exact, which is one too many to do Crucible because it's supposed to be 4v4. So 4 of us were doing it. The other our other friend was like, "Oh, I'll just solo queue," and you could hear the seething anger coming from his voice.
Oh yeah, over Discord, it was bad. But
Um,
I don't know. 2v2 is pretty like if you're in a group of two, it can go either
that's
way.
still fine. Yeah,
You
I mean
and I-
that's well, you have some issues, but as long as you at least have one friend, it's a lot better than solo.
Yeah, because you just don't want to get caught in a situation where it's just you versus a whole team, or you versus two other people who are very well coordinated.
So the game is for sure about coordination. At the end of it, if all you are is about just leveling up and doing the story, that is no problem to do solo.
Well, you're gonna get stuck at the like completing the even trying to do like you couldn't do the Nightfall this week's Nightfall solo.
No, not the Nightfall. I'm talking about just story.
Well, yeah, but you have to if you want to get solo in game, not really.
No, not in game
but
because
max level.
Well, yeah, but some people aren't even about that. I know some people who literally they just wanted to play the story and see what the story was, and then they were done. You can do that solo.
Yeah, but if you want to be a pseudo completionist and at least hit max level, you need the powerful engrams, and
Oh yeah.
the only way to do that solo would be from public events and running Crucible. But you're not going to have a fun time running Crucible. So.
But I think that wraps up what we have to say on Destiny. Do you have any comments, Jose?
Well, anyway, back to talking about our clan. I mean, we're up to
Yes.
10 people now, right? Or is it 12 since our last?
I want to say
Edition.
11. I want to say 11 people that are officially in the clan. And we actually have a few people who are not officially in the clan, but they come group with us anyway, and do stuff.
Yeah,
So-
play D&D with.
If you count, well, not just them, like Griever,
Yeah, Griever.
some of those other people. So if you want to count those people, we're actually probably more at about 18. So by all means, come and join us. We have a blast. Sometimes we get annoyed at stupid bullshit in Crucible, like if the team is dominating us. But hey, who doesn't like not winning?
I have a very different gameplay experience than you guys. As you know, I am not a typical gamer. I don't play all the time. So I'm playing with some friends and I'm having silly shit like falling off the edge of the map happening. I'm losing track of who my characters are and like I'm shooting at the wrong things. But I will say this, as much bullshit as I'm going through, I'm having a great time playing this game. It's super fun. I'm really enjoying the mechanics of it. I'm really enjoying the cooperative play. It's not. I haven't run into too many glitches, and even if I have, I probably wouldn't notice, to be honest. But it is a really fun time, so I'm glad that you guys got me into it.
That kind of goes with what we were saying, because you said you were playing with friends. That's a big part of it. Really, the only glitch we had was in the raid so far. That's by far the most noticeable one, and it's only in one section of it.
Yeah, and I haven't done the raids yet. I just hit Power 260 last night, so.
Oh, great! That means we could probably sub you in. For our
Yeah,
next
exactly.
one.
But one of the reasons that I'm kind of behind you guys is because the beta for Injustice 2 on PC came out, and that's something I've really, really been waiting for because I really enjoyed the first Injustice game, and I got to play it, and it doesn't disappoint. I will say this though: the fact that they only released the PvP part of it in the beta kind of sucked, so I didn't get to see the story, but I'm sure I'll be able to experience that soon enough. However, the full version of the game comes out Friday, I believe, and I'm not going to be able to get it that day, so I'm going to be kind of pissed off and grumpy about that because I'm also going to be getting, I think it's this week or next week, I'm also going to be getting Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Well,
Don't
I've
get
heard,
it, Jose. Don't get it.
I've heard it's a vast improvement over Battlefront.
No, now I'll say this: the game itself probably is, and everything I've heard about it is a vast improvement. However, EA is the biggest pile of shit company I have ever seen.
It's Star Wars, so they're getting my money. But I
Just
actually
go
have
see the new movie 16 times.
I refuse to buy it.
Yeah, same here.
So I'm going to show a little clip here of
Battlefront 2
play here. No, this isn't Battlefront 2. This is Injustice. This was me playing the other night, and it was me playing Catwoman versus Flash. And one of the things I really appreciate about this game is there are a lot of attributes each character have that give you certain advantages over other characters, and it really requires you to step up your gameplay to overcome some of those things. So, like, for example, I played Catwoman. Catwoman is one of my favorite characters, by the way, to play in this game. And you can see in here I'm playing as Catwoman, and I end up beating Flash. Spoilers. But I played Catwoman versus Gorilla Grodd, and I thought that was just going to be a totally one-sided fight because Catwoman's so much faster than Grodd, and Grodd absolutely destroyed me. So I was like, holy shit, Grodd must be a really good character to play. So I went to go play Grodd, and I absolutely got destroyed because he's really slow, and I didn't know how to play the character properly. So there is a little bit of a learning curve for learning how each character works and what their advantages are to using them versus the different types of characters, whether it's speed versus brute strength, or melee, or your supers or stuff like that. And the supers, by the way, are pretty damn satisfying. All those, however, you can just go to YouTube and see. But I've been having a good time playing the beta. It closed yesterday, and the full game, like I said, is being released on Friday. And unfortunately, I won't be able to pick it up quite then, but I will have it soon in the future. But I know, Brandon, you said you were looking forward to playing this game.
All right. Yes. Yes, I am looking forward to playing. I enjoyed the first game. I thought, if I remember, I might not be remembering it right, but if I remember right, I didn't really like the story of the first one, but I like the multiplayer aspect. I mean, for me, I play fighting games to fight. I play to just bash someone's face in. I don't like most fighting games, so I'll be clear on that. There are really only, I think, 3 now. I'll say 4 that I do enjoy. One of them is Injustice. Another is Mortal Kombat, and essentially Injustice is Mortal Kombat, just with DC characters. And then I like Soul Calibur. I don't like Street Fighter. I don't like Tekken. So I'm for sure looking forward to it. I know that you're not looking forward to Ninja Turtles being a DLC for it. I actually am.
I'm just not going to pay to have it. That solves that problem.
Well, so you mentioned something about an Injustice, like something getting an advantage over another character or whatever. Well, you know how you get an advantage in Battlefront 2? You spend money on buying goddamn loot boxes. That's how you get your advantages.
We're not talking about Battlefront 2. We're talking about Injustice 2.
So I will gladly spend money to just get additional characters that don't have any kind of advantage. They're just there for you to play with. That's fine.
I don't care about what kind of advantages they are. I'm just not a turtle fan.
I like turtles.
I mean, that was my childhood. So I look forward to seeing them in a fighting game. And how that combat will play out.
I'm kind of curious that if I don't get the DLC and I'm playing against someone that does have the DLC, will I encounter those people? Will I see them on my screen?
Oh yeah, you'll see them, and you can fight against them. You just can't play as the character.
That's kind of, if you can see the character fighting, you have the content
model.
It's just not open to you. That's by calling it DLC, I expect to get something I don't already have.
True. I guess DLC is the wrong term. I guess the better term would just be an unlock, or however you want to discuss it. I don't necessarily agree with the tactics they use sometimes on that either. But if Mortal Kombat is any indication of the cost, it's only going to be like $5.
$5 on a character that I don't want. So,
well, yeah, for you, yeah, that's understandable. But for me, yeah, I'll pay the $5 to play as Ninja Turtles. Maybe that's like in Rocket League. I'll every single console or system that I own it on, which will be 3 now that it's on the Switch. Every single time, I am buying the DeLorean.
So if it turns out the turtles are like really OP, I'd probably end up buying them just to be able to win certain fights. But I don't see myself playing as those characters willingly.
No, and I don't see them necessarily. Well, actually, that might not be true. They could be a little OP because there's like in Mortal Kombat, there's a character that is Tremor that is kind of a little OP, and he's like a character that you have to buy.
Now, is Splinter going to be in the DLC?
I don't know.
See, I wouldn't mind playing as like Splinter or even Casey Jones, just not the Turtles.
Yeah, I don't know which of the Turtles are going to be in it, if it's all 4. If they're going to include the female one, I don't even know her name. Splinter. They could go with Yojimbo as well. That's like another character that would be cool to see fighting because he's a cool rabbit with a sword. That's always fun. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. I like you. I can't buy it this week. It's gonna have to wait until at least Christmas for me.
Yeah, and I'm hating that, but such is life.